We will give presentation about characteristic of Japanese people. Hello, my name is Aya Ide. Nice to meet you. And as a beginning of our presentation, I would like you to know about Bushido. Firstly, Bushido is the norm or doctrine of morality which was observed in Japanese society, which samurai controlled. It was explained in the book Bushido, The Soul of Japan, written by Inazo Nidobe. It was published for foreigners to spread Japanese culture and written in English, so if you are interested in this book, let's try reading. Inazo Nidobe was Japanese educator, also thinker. He claimed world peace and he took charge of the Under-Secretary General of League of Nations. And when he was studying in Belgium, he was asked that how do Japanese people cultivate their moral sense, although there is no religious education in Japan? He was confused. This is why he decided to publish Bushido. He reached the conclusion that the Japanese national characteristic is influenced by Bushido, just like the characteristic of people in Europe was influenced by the doctrine of Christianity. Let's move on to the explanation of Bushido. Firstly, there are 7 basic components. Number 1 is Gi. It means justice. Number 2 is Yu. It means the courage to go on the way which you believe. Number 3 is Jin. It means the mercy on the disadvantaged. And number 4 is Rei. It means the kindness and the feeling of respect for others. From these components, in these 7 components, Chugi was the most important thing for samurai. Sorry. Number 5 is Sei. It means truthfulness, keeping promise definitely. Number 6 is Meiyo. It means having self-respect. And number 7 is Chugi. It means following one's road or both definitely. And in these 7 components, Chugi was the most important thing for samurai. Chugi means following one's boss definitely. For example, they put priority on following their boss than being good to their families because they had strong feeling that they should maintain their meiyo. It means self-respect. They try to maintain their meiyo by observing Chugi. From these components, many characteristics and cultures which foreigners may not be able to understand was created. Now I introduce some of them. First one is seppuku. It's the way of suicide. They stab the stomach of themselves. Japanese people committed seppuku suicide when they did fault. Why they did such terrible things? Because Japanese people thought that death is honorable. For example, when it comes to battle, they think dying to protect their boss is more important than killing the captain of their enemy. So, all the kills were allowed when they committed suicide. As I said, meiyo was most important for samurai, so they choose suicide to protect their honor, not choosing excuse. The next topic is kokki. Kokki means to sympathize with others, even though their thought is different from the other's thought, because harmony is most important for Japanese. As another Nitobe said, characteristics of Japanese are influenced by Bushido. Now let's see that of today's Japanese people. That's all my research. Let's move on to the next speaker. Sorry, just a minute.
Sorry. Hello everyone. My name is Yuto Tsuji. Next. Sorry. Okay. Next, I'm going to talk about Japanese characteristic. First, Japanese people tend to respect hierarchical relationship. This tendency is based on Confucianism and old central government ego. Confucianism brought about a seniority system, and this system still adopted by many companies. Second, Japanese people are easily influenced by their surroundings. One of the reasons for this is that Japanese are a group race. Japanese are taught democracy and majority voting from compulsory education when they are young, and many people think that they are right. This is connected to Kokki of Bushido. These are also mentioned in the Bushido mentioned earlier. Next.
Hi, my name is Kanna Budo. I am last presenter of this presentation. Now his speech is about Japanese personalities, so I introduce everyday life in Japan. First, Japanese often wait in line. For example, when we take a train, in times when there are many people, we line up separately for the train we want to ride. Also, now, under COVID-19 pandemics, we line up along the display of social distance. This picture shows display of social distance. This behavior is reflected in the Japanese character to avoid shame and to fit to others. Second, Japanese often express appreciation. You know, arigato is a typical Japanese to express thanks. Also, we say itadakimasu every time we eat food. This word expresses appreciation for the animals who gave their lives and the people who made food. When we say itadakimasu, we take this picture's pose. Third, the service of Japanese restaurant is very polite. For example, wet towel, cold oshibori, and a cup of water are free services. Also, the attitude of the clerk is very polite. The clerk don't use words used in daily life for customers. Instead, they use words that respect customers. Clerk want customers to spend their time comfortably. The concept of kokki can be seen in these behaviors and situations. The concept of Bushido can also be found in modern Japanese life. That I will end our presentation. Thank you for listening.